What's up, fam? How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday, and thank you for joining me here at Tentative. It's time for another pull list. Um, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a really good week. It's been an interesting one. It got really hot really quick. It went from like spring to summer, just within a flash, and it's killing me. I'm not really a big heat person, but I kind of enjoy it. But it's whatever. Um, it's been a good week. I'm glad to be here with you guys and everything. A lot of my friends are out right now. They went to see X-Men Apocalypse. I really didn't have much interest in it, and I might go catch it when it's like cheaper. It just didn't seem like it's my type of movie. I don't know. But let's get back to it. Let's get back to the comics. That's what you're here for. 3 comics, some awesome ones this week. Civil War kicked off this week, and I'm not going to talk about it because I might do something different with it because I want to do like a whole event wrap up. I don't want to guide you on each step of the series or this whole event as it's going on. So at the end, I'm going to do a giant wrap up with it. So I'll have all of the Civil War mainline issues and I'll talk about it. I might have some of the tie-in issues. I'm not getting all of them. I will not get all of them. Marvel has already got me once with picking up every single tie-in issue to an event with House of M. I'm not doing that again. That shit is expensive. Don't do that unless you are completely into it and you're financially able. Don't do it. Only pick up the books that completely matter to you. So I'm going to do a quick PSA before this. Only pick up comic books that completely matter to you. Only pick up, the stories that you're really interested in. It kind of sucks when comic book publishers, DC, Marvel are the main culprits of this, where they'll do a story in one book and then you'll get all of this stuff where they'll talk about that story in that other book in another book, and if you don't read that storyline in the other book, you're not sure what the hell's going on. So you're like, what the hell is this? They're like, hey, you needed to read X, Y, and Z number 2 over here. But I don't like that story. Why should I have to read that to know what's going on over here? It's frustrating. It's frustrating. So don't do it. Only pick up the stories, the comics, and the stuff that you're interested in. If the major event is coming along and you only care about Spider-Man, Wolverine in the main story, only pick up Spider-Man, Wolverine in the main story, unless you are absolutely determined to get every single drop out of everything else. That's the only reason I can think of it. But that's enough of me ranting. Let's get to the comic books. Yes. Let's start with the first one. The first one I thought was really interesting. It made me laugh because, hey, you remember Secret Wars last year and how they wiped out all of the multiverses only to bring all the multiverses back, and then they also introduced Contest of Champions, which took place in the same battle realm as Secret Wars. Yeah, well, it's still going on, and they brought another universe back. Contest of Champions is going pretty strong right now, so I'm really enjoying this one. But this one made me laugh because you can see it right there. Civil War, not Civil War 2, the original Civil War. They brought back the characters from that one in a universe where Iron Man's team won and he becomes the Iron Patriot. Steve Rogers, Spider-Man, the Sue Storm, the others, they are now basically the Thunderbolts. They're prisoners forced to fight for their freedom. And this is actually a really funny book because throughout it, Maestro is pretty much delusional. I think he is out of his mind. I think somehow he has managed to create a Jiminy Cricket, a conscious version of Rick Jones to tell him, hey, you're doing things wrong. This is right. This is what's going on. And I think that's what's happening with this one. But I'm not really sure yet, and we won't probably know until the next issue, which is actually surprisingly the last issue. They're only going deep with this one. A lot of the books are ending. I wonder why. But anyway, I really enjoyed this one just for the simple fact that they took a universe where Iron Man won, Captain America became a prisoner, and they, even though they only teased it briefly, they really made it interesting. The Maestro is a madman in this one, and it shows that he's really losing his grip. I really think you're going to enjoy this one, especially if you're a fan of the characters. If you remember the original Civil War and you enjoyed it, you'll definitely like this one. So pick this one up. No, screw it. I'm just going to show it to you. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Pink. Don't judge me. Don't even attempt to say anything. I actually thought this one was really, really good. I'm really big on the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series that they have going right now. So, of course, I wanted to check out the little spinoff they have for Pink, starring Kimberly, the Pink Ranger. I enjoyed this one because it basically gives her a little more story, gives her more of a fleshed out background. It takes place in the series after she had left. When she left the Power Rangers to go to the Pan Global Olympics, you know, everybody wondered because she just completely fell off the face of the earth. What happened? What did she do? Well, this one is giving you a little story. It shows her in the Olympics. She's rocking a lot of gold, so obviously she did well. But she just can't put down being a Power Ranger. Something happens to her family and the little Parisian town that she's in, and she decides to go investigate. XYZ happens, and she becomes a Ranger again. Temporarily. This is temporarily a Ranger. She doesn't get her powers back. She becomes a different version of the Pink Ranger. She also has a really interesting Katniss scene in there, if you've watched the Hunger Games, where she busts out the bow and arrow and she goes to work. So I definitely think you'll enjoy this one. I definitely think you should check this one out. If you're a fan of the Power Rangers series, if you're a fan of the old television show, you'll enjoy this one. Good throwback. My favorite comic this week is a huge one. It's huge. It is huge. It's a quad-packed Deadpool. You got 4 stories, 4 interconnecting stories. Remember we talked earlier about, you know, having to buy 4 different series just to get a story? Well, Deadpool kind of did this, but they put it in one book. This is an expensive issue. This is about a $10 issue, but I think it's really good. They give you the entire story all in one giant book. And I think they can get away with this with Deadpool. Basically, the story is Deadpool gets hired by a filthy Wall Street investment broker who may or may not, he is, be involved with some shady types, very shady, who he invested money for, but the money kind of went south due to his business partners, you know, screwing him. Enter Typhoid Mary. You remember her. Crazy chick, has the power for pyrokinesis and everything. Yeah, she also has a history with Deadpool. Only reason he really took the case, he got a little beef and he wants to squash that right now. So it's Deadpool versus Typhoid Mary to protect this little dude, who then has to involve Daredevil to protect this little dude, who then has to involve Iron Fist and Power Man, or I'm sorry, Luke Cage, to protect this little dude. This is a giant wow issue. About 90 pages of awesome, just, it's so much fun. It's a one-shot, you get in, you get out, you don't have to worry about, I have to go run around picking up the different issues. I enjoyed this a lot. Shows Deadpool's growing as a character still. He does some things really right, and Deadpool is amazing for it. Daredevil compliments him on it. I'm proud of him. It also shows off the Luke Cage and the Danny Rand, the Iron Fist figures. They are hilarious together. I think I actually might start picking up this series just thanks to Deadpool, because I think they are so funny if you can see how they are now. So I'm not going to keep rambling about this. Pick this one up. It's a big issue. Yeah, it's $10, but I think it's worth it. If you don't get anything else, get this. Definitely. So, I mean, it was a good week. It was a great week for comic books, so I am very happy with it. If there's something in here I didn't talk about that you think I should, if you have comments about Civil War, if you have comments about X-Men Apocalypse, let me know in the comments below. But you know what else to do. Like this video, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell complete strangers on the street about it. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Go out there and enjoy your day. See ya.